My 365 Podcasts with me, Pete Cohen. Hi, it's Pete Cohen here. You join me for another My 365 podcast, and this is our special podcast. We only do it once a month where we reveal our member of the month. But before we get into the podcast, I want to tell you that today's podcast is brought to you by my free new ebook all about willpower. Willpower is the science of achievement. Willpower outpredicts IQ. It is the link, the missing link, I believe. It's all about self-control, getting yourself to do the things that you need to do even when you don't feel like it. So head over to my365.me/willpowers with an S at the end. That's my365.willpowers with an S at the end, and you can get my free ebook all about willpower. So the member of the month this month is the amazing Julia Stubbs. Julia, how are you? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Are you with me?
Yes, I am. I'm here. I'm good. Thank you. I'm amazing.
Good. You are amazing. Let me open the doors here for those of you that are watching this on YouTube so you can just see what a beautiful day it is today. The sun is out, but there's some frost up there behind me. But listen, congratulations. Julia, tell us, how do you feel about being the member of the month for the month of November?
I feel absolutely privileged. It's just something that I couldn't have dreamt for, really. I've looked on, and I'm really, really happy, privileged and overjoyed.
Thank you. Well, it's been brilliant to obviously watch your journey. I'm privileged that I do spend a lot of my time. I don't watch the television or the news. I don't read newspapers. I actually like to read myself, but I love to watch the people who are on our My365 elite journey. And I've watched and I've seen you progress and make some incredible changes. Tell us about what you've achieved since you've been a My365 elite member.
I think really the biggest thing I've achieved is self-belief and confidence in myself, confidence to believe in myself. And I've been able to apply everything that I've always given to everybody else to me, and it has made me so strong. Wow.
So, and also I know that you've had you've made some big health changes as well. You've lost some weight, I believe.
Yes. So I've lost 32 pounds in weight so far, and that's since May. When I started, I was doing 10,000 steps a day and on the treadmill, and then through watching one of the members, Emma Swift, and then Abigail talking about the park run, I've managed to incorporate running into my daily life, and I regularly run 5K. I try to do it at least 4 or 5 times a week, and it's absolutely transformed my life, and my relationship with food has totally changed as a consequence of working on myself.
Wow. And tell us, what do you do for a living?
I'm a teacher of maths in a secondary school in North London.
Wow, so that must be quite challenging, I would imagine.
It is, and I'm a senior leader as well, so I have an impact across the school. So there's a lot of work to do in the school as well as in the classroom. So it's very challenging, but incredibly rewarding and enjoyable.
Wow, so you said about self-belief. Self-belief is quite a challenging thing to show people, because it's not something tangible. It's that here's my belief. Well, I think actually when you do believe in yourself, people do see it. So what is it that you've actually done? How have you learned to believe in you and the importance of taking better care of yourself?
Well, the importance has come out through, say, the Magnificent Seven and following the rituals. So I think really where I've established rituals into my life, something as simple as not using my phone for an alarm. So I've now got my Thunderbirds alarm clock, and it says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up I get. And I have not snoozed. I have not pressed snooze once since that was such a, I think, and it's transformed my life from that point of view. So I've embedded a lot of rituals into my life, and that has helped me to just find out more about myself and to start believing what other people have been saying. It's not that other people have ever not believed in me. I've heard it, but I haven't heard it. It's been very much somebody says, oh, that's so good. But it's like, no, I'm not ready for praise. I just want to praise others. I just want to do that for others. And I've learned to listen and to accept and acknowledge, but it's not something that I crave. It's lovely to be praised, but that's not the mission here. The mission is, let's get out there, let's do some good, but look after yourself first. so that you can do the best, and so that the best is yet to come. Best is yet to come becomes something that I live. I wear it on my neck every day. It's on the back of my necklace. I turned 50 this year, and that's a 1967 sixpence. And on the back it says, "The best is yet to come." And I, I'll say to people, "What does this say?" And they know. People know, and that's the message that I'm putting out there.
Wow. There's so much that you just said there. I'm so fired up by just what you said. It's like, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go with what you've just said, because there's so much richness. There's so much goodness. But I think there's a couple of things. One major one, where you say the best is yet to come. So many people, as we know, they don't think of the best is yet to come. They don't think of that tomorrow will be better than today. I think so many people are just living for today and the joy they can get in the moment, that kind of instantaneous gratification. So what is the future for you, and why do you think it's important to have a future that compels you to make yourself better every day?
So my future for me is very much already written. So I've begun by I started a 5-year diary in August, and I did it for a month. And in that month, I really wrote that what was happening in 5 years' time, and saw that I'd changed the way I am in education, in terms of that I was involved in more schools. Our dog business had developed, and I was at a healthy weight, and all of these things, that grandchildren on the way, and grandchildren, and everything there, it was as though it was. So then, since then, everything that I've done, it's about what have I done today towards that. So having my mind on the future has meant that my future is here now. So when you talk about the future, it's quite strange, because I am in my future.
Yeah.
Because everything that I do every day is that little bit towards it, that step towards that future that is impacting on the lives of others.
Yeah, it's amazing, and that's the gift, isn't it? I think it's probably one of the biggest gifts all of us have been given, is the ability to create some sort of vision of something different to what is now, and to make it so real inside the mind. The mind doesn't know the difference between something that's real and something that's not, and you can trick your brain. It's like when you've ever had a dream and you wake up and think, hang on, did that actually really happen? Yeah. And you realize, oh no, it didn't. Well, maybe it will, who knows,
Make it happen. Yeah.
And now you've said you've been able to transfer your self-belief into others. How have you, I mean, it might sound like a really obvious question, but how have you done that?
So much of it's through example. Sometimes it's spotting things, and maybe pointing out to people that, okay, look, let's look at last week. Let's look at last month. What was happening then? Let's see how far you've come by doing this. What could happen now if you did that? So it's about giving them a structure to be able to look back and then look forward, and see that it's important to be in now. Keep your mind in now, but look forward, so that what you're doing now counts towards the future.
Yeah.
And I think it's really been about talking to people. So talking, communicating, observing. One of the podcasts that you did talks about being curious, and absolutely looking and just stepping back and looking at people and thinking, why are they doing that? And then asking them, so why is it that you choose to do that instead of?
Yeah.
And really having that dialogue, so and not making assumptions. To have a dialogue, don't make judgments, and just really dig deep where you can. So and where people want it.
Perfect. And tell us a little bit about being a My365 member. What do you make of the daily broadcasts, and also the masterclasses?
So the daily broadcasts absolutely give me my start of the day. That's a non-negotiable, as well as journaling. So the journaling and the broadcasts happen whatever. And I will, if it means I've not got time, then I make time. I get up earlier. That's not a problem. Now, to get up at 4 would not be an issue. 4:30, 5, whatever it is that's needed, I'll do it. If it means that I can do what I need to do for me. And so the daily broadcasts, absolutely essential. And then the masterclasses, well, that just gives me the depth that I need, because as you can hear, I get quite excited by things, and I've got so many ideas coming and firing at me. So it gives me that sense of focus, so that I can drill down and perfect that area.
Yeah.
So really just seeing what is it now that I need to work on, and then using all of those skills, because we've got the knowledge. It is about applying and the process now. So let's get on with it. And that's the masterclasses allow me to get on with it.
And I like the fact that you're also a teacher, and I think everyone should be learning. We have a brain that loves to just continuously learn and grow. The fact that you're in a profession where it's like if you become a police officer or a fireman, you should, I don't know whether they all do, or a carer, you should be looking to care for yourself, because ultimately, or if you're a policeman, you should be continuing to exercise to stay strong. And as a teacher, if you want to be getting people to be stimulated and learn, then you have to go first. And I think that you're a fantastic example of that. It's a person of inspiration, breathing life into what you do by breathing life into who you are. So tell me about the My365 community. What's that been like in terms of being surrounded by other people who, even though a lot of these people are virtual, because I don't mean virtual as in they don't exist, but they are in different parts of the country. What's that like to be around such a positive community of people?
It is just wonderful. It's like being in a huddle. So it's like a virtual huddle. Yes, we're there. It's a safe place, and safe in the sense of that you know that you're not going to click on something and hear a load of negativity or see something that switches you off. I don't think I've ever seen a post really that's going to make me think, I don't like that. Every thought that comes from everything that you read is just incredibly stimulating in one way or another, whether it's a picture. And sometimes people don't realise how important that one thing they say or do, and it just sets people off in amazing directions. Like fireworks, absolute fireworks. We're there, we're all going off, yet we're all heading for the same ultimate journey, really, because everybody's trying to be the best they can, and we've all got that common theme that the best is yet to come. And we, it's just an amazing community, supportive, caring, and inspiring.
Thank you. It's great. It's great to hear that. So lastly, you work as a teacher. What is it? What aspirations do you have in terms of the kids today? Because I hear that whole thing of kids have never had it so good, and I look at it like, I'm not sure about that. I think that that's probably relative, but it seems quite challenging more than ever to be a child today. What do you think it is like for most children today growing up in this world that we have created, and what sort of aspirations do you have for them?
It is incredibly difficult for children now. They've just got technology at their fingertips, and there is a thing of, why should I bother learning? I can just look it up on Google. So yes, we can all have information, but it's knowing how to use that information. So it's about trying to grow with technology so that we can appreciate what we can get from technology, but also to try and show them how great it is, say, to be outdoors, to go and do something physical, to disconnect, to have that time at night where you're not plugged in, to feel actually that you don't need to be connected to your phone at all times. Keep it in another room. Allow yourself the freedom, and I do spread that message, because it's so important, because they're not getting the opportunity to grow. So what I want for our young people is that they can learn to discover themselves rather than the influenced selves from technology, because we are all influenced by what we see. And some of the messages that they get, and that need for instant gratification. I want something now. So what? What's that got to do with it that you want it now? How does having it now impact on your future?
Yeah. And
get used to saying no to yourself, because it's okay to say no. You don't have to have everything just because you like it.
Yeah.
So that's what I want. Part of what I want out there for our young people is that they can realise there is another way. There is another way other than staying connected at all times and following the crowd. Stand out, be different, be amazing, be yourself.
Yeah, as you know, I used to be a teacher, and my frustration in teaching wasn't the kids. It was actually a lot of teachers who I just didn't find particularly inspiring. But, I obviously could have stayed within the system, but I chose to follow a different path. And I have huge amounts of admiration for people like you that wants to make the difference. I think there is a massive danger in the world right now that what's happening with this technology is people are stopping interacting with each other, interacting with technology, and aspiring, which has probably been around for a long time, to have, we've got these role models, but those role models, they're just interested in themselves. They're not interested in humanity. They're not interested in making a difference in the world. So I see you as a superhero in the world. And, if I can help you in what you're doing and continue to do so, I would love to. And I just want to thank you so much for just showing up and saying, this is me, and I want more, and the best is yet to come. If you've enjoyed this podcast, feel free to make any comments that you have, and I'm sure Julia will see those comments as well, and if you want to share it. Are there any passing words from you, Julia, before? Do you want to show us your plaque for those of you that are watching this on YouTube that we sent you? That is the My 365.
It's my lovely plaque.
And your lovely duck, and the duck.
I'm learning to love your duck.
Learn to love your duck. Learn to love the critical part of you, because it's
definitely
it's part of you.
Positive criticism, that's good. If you can grow from so long as you're not condemning yourself. So love yourself and be kind to yourself and let yourself grow. I think that would be my biggest message, and this community helps you to do that.
Thank you so much. What's been your biggest learning, your biggest takeaway from what Julia has shared with us today? And if you want to get your hands, like I said at the top of the show, if you want to get your hands on our new Willpower ebook, head over to mymi365.me/willpowers with an S at the end. Why just have willpower when you can have willpowers? Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. And Julia, thank you so much. That was awesome.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and if you want more free inspiration to optimize your life so you can achieve your goals in all the different areas of your life, then visit my365.me. That's mi365.me, and sign up to 365 days of free coaching with me, Pete Cohen. Thanks for listening, and have an awesome day.